Okay.
Call to order this regular meeting of the Navasota Planning and Zoning Commission for this, the 25th of March, 2021. And would everybody, before we get started, make sure your cell phones are on silence. Please rise for the invocation. Dear Heavenly Father, as we come together tonight to discuss plans for our city, please bless each of us with the knowledge that we need to make informed decisions. Bless the city of Navasota, state of Texas, and God bless America. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge. Oh, yeah, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any visitors signed up to speak tonight, Lupe?
No, sir.
All right. So that takes us to our agenda item number 4, our workshop discussion, I'll get it out, relating to future ETJ land use. And we are in the Southeast ETJ Growth Center, which is prime.
Mr. Chairman, Planning and Zoning Commission, we continue to work around the city. This week is Southeast Growth Center. Very interesting area of town. It has a little bit of everything. It has heavy industrial out on Highway 6 with Trinity, and then some light industrial on Business 6, and of course we have the Glenwood subdivision down on the end. So there's just a lot of mixture. So on the proposed land use, future land use, try to clean it up a little bit, but also complement what's already there. A lot more residential along that 105 corridor, just to accommodate that 249 roadway. Hopefully that, or we're anticipating that it's going to lead to some more residential and commercial growth. So the proposed land uses are outlined there, and I think that's all I have for you guys.
Is Glenwood in the city limits?
No,
No, I didn't think so. Glenwood.
Glenwood.
No.
It's just outside.
Okay.
Yeah, so that red highlighted line that you see,
Yes.
that's the city limits, and the other one is ETJ.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Glenwood is like there somewhere. Yeah, okay. What are you calling Glenwood? Okay. That makes sense.
It would be out over here, I think, because it's off of the Business 6 highway.
Or
Yeah,
they-
it's up in this, it's right,
I
it's
haven't
probably
been back in
Glenwood
there,
right
so I don't
there.
really know it that well. The Glenwood,
Oh, it's nice.
I haven't been back in
You need
there.
to go back there.
Yeah, there's not a lot of floodplain either in this area.
Do we know where 249's gonna hit?
Yes, it's going to terminate near what's that lake?
Harbor.
Yarborough. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that County Road 420, it goes both directions, east and west, doesn't it, off of 6?
So yeah, so it goes. So yeah, I mean it intersects South Business 6, and it connects up to Spur 515. I think one of the interesting things that we found on the traffic reports is
Hey, what's the
Business 6.
drop off on Business 6? What's that all about?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It looks like there's a reduction of traffic on South Business 6.
Where have we seen that?
And that is 2019. That's what TxDOT has provided up until now. So it might have changed for 2020 and now.
Yeah, but that's 10 years worth of data.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you didn't
Oh, there.
drastically change in that last year.
Yeah. Yeah, there hasn't been a new subdivision or anything on that side of town, so it wouldn't create more traffic. But yeah, I thought that was interesting that there was a drop.
Why? With the Highway 6 going up completely over it to connect.
Saying there's just no use to come into town that way?
Well, not really.
Well, you got railroad crossing
Right.
if you go that way, and that may deter people from coming into town that way. It deters me.
Yeah, my wife likes to go down that way, but I like to go out to the loop.
Of course, that could all change in a drop of a hat too, if somebody built a big traffic
Right.
draw there on Business 6 somewhere.
And that little dot of a church is that Faith Outreach.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't frequent that corner as much as I should.
Sure seems like, with all the, accidents on 105 that have been so awful, some of those accidents, that there would be more growth on that road. 'Cause man, there's been some tough stuff up there.
I think it's important to remember that where they have the current land uses, that's probably 4 or 5 years old. Because I know out on South Business 6, there are more businesses out there,
Oh, yeah. Right past County Road 420.
and on 420 also.
That's true, because that rental place is out there as well.
Yeah, some of those tracks are really large, and so there might have been like a business right there on the corner of. But I guess there was more open space than what the actual business occupies. But yeah, you're right, Bernie. There's probably a little bit more in there.
So do we want to just start on one area and talk about it, like 105 or in one of these places and talk about them? Like the Ag Open or something?
No, the
Well, that's pretty much
proposal
what
is
we're talking
for
about is the Ag
residential.
Open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because then you have to pay that sheet.
Page 5.
Oh, okay, making it
That's what-
residential.
That's what you're asking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I figured Dream Ranch is such a great
Okay.
area that that'd be ideal for a really nice
Boy,
subdivision.
would that be a...
Wouldn't it? Mm-hmm.
You don't like it as a ranch?
Or it could stay as a ranch.
I mean,
too.
really? I thought this was a rural county we were living in.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a good way to complement Navasota as
I
you're driving
forgot
in,
about
right?
that.
Lots of luck, he's got ranches all over the place.
Oh, does he?
Santa Rosa.
You're,
They get
you're
a
a wealth
letter
of information,
to
Carol.
come here and, that we were talking about this or anything?
No, so we haven't been notifying the
This is
property
just a
owners of these.
workshop.
Yeah.
So that big Ag Open between Highway 6, that is definitely all the Dream Ranch?
Yeah, this whole thing.
Everything in
Okay.
everything in yellow.
Right there, that's all. Dream
Okay, I
Ranch.
thought it was.
Bigger track, yeah, the bigger track.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, they could subdivide that in the future and put all commercial there, B1 along Highway 6 to match up with that other,
Sure.
which would probably be what would happen.
Yeah,
Mhm.
a lot more feasible.
One of the questions is, are we gonna have more traffic coming in on 105 than we are on 6? Once the 249 goes in and joins up with that.
One's a toll road and one's not. Cheap people will take the long
Well,
road. At least I
it's only,
would. I hate
it's
using toll roads.
only a toll road up to,
Grimes County,
Grimes County.
Yeah.
and then it becomes a free. I think we're having a whole lot more traffic on
On 105, I
that
do too.
intersection, because it's gonna cut down on travel time for people going to College Station. And I know you don't like toll roads. I use one every day, twice a day, because it cut down my travel time drastically.
So 249 will end at 105, and then
Yes.
they'll have to exit
They'll have-
from south to 6?
Yeah, I
And
don't
then
think,
go to
there are
College
no
Station, is
immediate
that right?
plans to extend it off of,
Oh, okay, okay.
And then the junction at 6, I mean, are they gonna have a bypass? But I meant, like, we're at T-Bone's right there at Hi-Ho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still gonna be a light there?
Yeah, it'll be like it is now, except maybe
Except more-
105 will get wider.
Yeah.
be
Okay,
4 lanes,
yeah.
turn lane probably.
That's the reason we're talking long-term on the, transportation thing of having some kind of a road
South.
back, joining 105 to 90,
Yeah,
back off of the Highway 6 type thing to
yeah.
siphon off local traffic.
You're saying for the
type thing, so we
locals
wouldn't
to
get
stay
involved
off
in
of that mess where everybody's trying to get on the 6 off of 105, we can just bypass it, yeah.
I'm really surprised that the traffic count at 105 and Highway 6 isn't higher.
Yeah.
Of course,
It does seem like it's a lot more.
well, probably a lot of the Highway 6 and Highway 90 traffic is because of the 2 schools and Walmart and all that. I don't know that there's more traffic on Highway 90 than there is on Highway 105.
I don't think there is.
There can't be.
In one
But
of
the
the other
traffic-
maps that we had, it showed a real low count on Highway 90.
Yeah, it was a very, very
Yeah.
small increase.
Where do the counts come from?
They come officially from TxDOT, their TxDOT.
Okay, and how current are they?
Well, they go all the way to 2019.
Okay, that's good to know. Okay,
So like, yeah, about 10 years worth of information.
okay. But do we trust TxDOT? You know, they've built some strange curbs around here. Then they've had to come and undo them, you know, so, I don't know.
TxDOT's only as good as their engineers.
I don't know but where you work, but we have certain phrases we use for engineers, so.
We don't have engineers in my business, so.
They come non-speaking.
Well, they design things that we use, and sometimes the designs are not always that good. So Lupe, I have a question about the Business 6 South on the southwest side along Glenwood. It's proposed for more commercial there instead of more residential. Is that just because of the pop-ups of the little businesses along Business 6 that's?
Because I have residential on the, I guess on the east side,
Right.
Yeah.
and then as you go up to commercial, yeah, those are the ones I think what Bernie was mentioning, but there's no.
Little pop-up businesses there?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
they have, is it Bussy Record?
Oh, yeah, okay, that's right there.
Yeah.
Yep, another tire shop.
Yeah. Well, they're all fighting for crumbs, aren't they?
Golly, there must be huge margins in tires.
Well, we've got like 9 of them now, don't we?
I bought 7 tires yesterday, but I only go to James.
That's where I go.
So,
Okay,
those businesses here.
right,
Right there, right after 420. And this larger tract is shown as a business or residential.
right.
I just put it back. I'm not sure if this is actually a business back here or just a home, but I think it's a home.
Julie's ex-husband was back there.
And then here's that. And that other business, I think, is here now.
Right.
Isn't there a landscaping place?
Yeah, that's the
A
landscaping
Roscoe,
place
that
next
is
to
there,
Right there.
yeah,
Across from him is the only one rental.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dylan.
Yeah, that, this side is
Okay, okay.
wrap around. Yeah, there was a lot of homes along. There was a lot of homes along Business 6 that's why I kept them as residential, because they kind of go, you know, it's almost like it's all part of the Glenwood, even though Glenwood's across the street.
Right.
And I don't, I mean, granted, those property owners may sell one day, but it's so nice out there, I can't imagine someone would want to move away.
It's like being in the country, even though you're in a
They're
subdivision.
large lots.
What?
It's large lots,
Uh-huh.
most of
Yeah,
them.
they're really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I think, again, you all did a remarkable job.
I agree.
Just like the only question I have is like what you're talking about, is like that little strip
Mhm.
right there.
Yeah, but I don't know, we can draw a line across there and say.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, you mean
Because you-
along 105?
Yeah, because-
Yeah, I know, whenever we put that in there, it was like, I mean, yeah, it's ideal, but I guess then we get really into the theoretical of it's going to be divided this way.
Well, any developer that would come in and buy the Dream Ranch for a development would most likely put commercial along the
Yeah, I think
major
so.
artery.
It's now Santa Rosa.
Santa Rosa,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. That place is huge. Put a lot of $500,000 homes on that property.
Guy that owns it, he's a developer down in Galveston.
Is he really?
Doesn't he own Moody Gardens?
I think, I mean, he owns a lot of stuff down in Galveston.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, the price will get right, and
Yep.
that's my only I'm not gonna say concern, that would be the only thing I would see different, but
Everything else looks good.
Yeah, and one thing too is, so the plan is eventually, once we're done going around the city, we'll put together a formal, you know, kind of like our comp plan, right? Have it all together as a one booklet to call it future land use. And what I can do is I can make a note on here to say, you know, something with verbiage that commercial along that 105 frontage, just so that's in there.
and Highway 6 frontage.
Yeah, and Highway 6 frontage, yeah.
And once we're done, will there be like a presentation or anything unveiling to the public?
I think, so some of the things we talked about is, you know, last year we had Abigail, she did the sidewalk and trails plan for council. That was an intern out of the urban planning department in A&M. So the idea is we'll get all this data and hopefully get another intern, and they'll come in and compile this and then present it to city council and planning and zoning commission and,
Awesome.
and to the public,
Yeah.
to show the, you know, long-term land use
I think
plan.
that's good. I think the traffic and all those things are important to be a part of the presentation.
Yeah, we want to have it as comprehensive as we can, so we can have all this data.
Okay.
And hopefully, I'm going to try to see with TxDOT if they have the 2020 traffic counts, and to get it a little bit more updated in there. 'Cause I
Mr.
know their
Gessner.
site-
When was the last time the comprehensive plan was updated?
15 to 25 is,
I think it was in 2014.
yeah, the last plan is 15, it was 5 to 15 and then 15 to 25.
Okay, so in next few years, they'll be looking at it beyond 25 probably.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
I'd say in 2 years they'd start to
That's
make
what
it
I would
25 to 35.
Yeah.
We try to update it every 5 years, but it's such a massive thing that 5 years is good if you're just doing minor changes, but to completely revise it, you'd want at least 10 years.
Okay. Patty, you're awful quiet tonight.
Oh, I'm just trying to in my mind, it looks really good to me.
I think they did a fantastic.
Yes, looks really good.
I'd like to call your attention to one of the things on page 4,
Okay.
where it says the ETJ land use planning. The land use plan will serve as a primary tool for communicating the growth management goals and strategies of Navasota. The role of the ETJ land use plan is inherently and legally limited to use for the planning and communication of strategic growth goals of our city. It is important they not be confused with zoning maps and associated supporting ordinances, which provide both property owners and the city's statutory rights and privileges as to specific uses or specific land parcels. So it's a planning document, and as such has no force of law or anything else. It's for the edification and for use of the planners and the developers and everything else.
It's like a friendly nudge, but with no,
With no repercussions.
yeah.
What did we ever decide, and this is off the subject of the ETJ, about B1 and B2? Maybe, because we talked at one point about compressing them into one type of thing. Where did we ever go with that?
I don't think we went anywhere.
I don't think we went anywhere either.
Can't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about, instead of having two, a B1 and a B2, coming up with some language that was just one B, was just a B, a business, instead of having a B1 and a B2, to make it easier for potential businesses to fall under something.
What was the primary difference?
The
I mean, was it-
square footage,
And that's about it?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then some of the uses that are permitted in
Yeah.
B1 are different than the uses
Right.
permitted in B2.
Oh,
Yeah, we did.
The last time that we changed the ordinances, we added the B2. And the reason for adding the B2 was to prevent the high dollar lots out on the bypass
Yeah.
from being gobbled up and cut into small little parcels.
That makes sense.
Oh, okay.
So you have these categories and there's no, this has to be used here, this has to be used here type thing, but you have those so that you have the possibility. And it's all about control.
Okay, okay.
well, I say you relieve it, because then you do have more control over it.
I don't have an opinion one way or another. It's just like, let's finish what we started,
Yeah,
and let, where we all have all the facts and make a decision on it and move forward. And we know why we did it. That's another good one.
Yep.
We do want to encourage.
Oh, definitely, we want to encourage.
Yeah. Because it seems like, there's been a couple of things in B1 areas that didn't want to be 50,000 square feet, and we've said, okay.
A B1 is for under 50,000 square feet. Yeah.
So they've been in B2 areas, and they didn't want to be 50,000 square feet.
Yeah,
And
and
we've had to say, okay.
Yeah, well, in those situations, they go through the conditional use permit process, which
Right.
is
Right.
there, like as Bernie said, is there for a reason to go
Okay.
and to have a little bit more input, where if people do want to go under 50,000, then they have to go through planning and zoning and council
Yeah.
to get additional, just a little bit more,
right.
regulation as they go through the process.
Makes sense. All right. I just like to close loops.
The B2 does not preclude somebody from putting in a shopping center with a bunch of small businesses.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's considered one property,
Considered one property, yeah.
Okay.
as long as they're the owner and they're leasing all the space out.
Okay.
Strip center.
Anything else?
Well, that's the way they build new malls now. You know, like
Oh, I know.
Oaks is dead, but if you go to, you know.
All right, that brings us to item number 5. Consideration and possible action on approval of the meeting minutes for March 11th, 2021. And before we approve them or whatever, I have to apologize that I slept through the meeting because I wasn't feeling good. Whoopi had sent me the link. I had my computer ready to go. At 4 o'clock I laid down, so I'm gonna lay down for a half hour and I woke up at 8:30.
Oh, me
So
too.
neither one of y'all were here.
Well, me either, and you know what, my brother was in from out of town, and I was gonna text you and let you
How are y'all
know,
gonna
Lupe,
attest?
and it just went right by me.
That's right.
Well, I have no idea, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, that's not like
Okay, I
any
make
of
a
us.
motion, the minutes of the March 11th meeting be approved as
Have a
stated.
motion from Commissioner Katkowski,
I'll second.
a second from Commissioner.
But then who
Wiseman.
signs it?
Well, I can sign it.
Okay. Okay, okay.
All in
Oh,
favor?
y'all had a quorum.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
There
were
was-
fine.
Oh, gosh, I couldn't believe it. I mean, it just went right by me, just,
Well, I was fighting COVID, so.
well, you have better excuse.
All in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
No opposition, the motion carries. Nothing else, we're gonna adjourn.
Sounds good.
Right.
We adjourn at 6:27.